Okay, before we get started on this video, I'd like to give a shout out to Dolrich Aguilon, who comes from the Philippines, and I believe he lives in Belgium, perhaps in Antwerp. He's a vlogger and a really nice guy, and I'd like you to go check out his channel and give him some love. All right. I'd also like to give a shout out to my new friend Fading Photograph, who's young, just starting in the sixth form, and is very keen on cookery, and is I think he's going to be a rising star in the cookery video circles. So she hasn't really posted anything on the channel yet, but I'll keep a watch and I'll let you know if she puts something up. All right, cheers. You probably wonder what I'm doing actually. I'm peeling garlic. It's a little trick I've got. I put the garlic cloves into a container like that, and I give it a good old vigorous shake until all the peel comes off them. So it doesn't take long, and it'll save you a lot of time and messy fingers. There's a little trick for you. Of course, it makes a sticky mess of the inside of the container you're using, but it does produce rather nice results. So there you go. Quick one on how to peel garlic for those recipes that call for a lot. Okay, in this one I'm going to do harissa lamb in a kebab style, and the reason I say that is because we cut this up into kebab sized cubes and then we marinate it very quickly in harissa paste. You'll see a link to harissa paste recipe, and it's a great marinade for chicken, great marinade for all kinds of meat, and it's a brilliant barbecue marinade. Very tasty, salty, garlicky, and lovely chili peppers. So if you like that kind of thing, this should be right up your street. So all you need is some harissa paste. So make yourself some of that. It lasts for ages. You can keep it in a cupboard. You don't even have to keep it in your fridge. And you need a lamb joint or some cubed shoulder of lamb or leg of lamb, but generally tender lamb. So shoulder and leg are the best cuts, and I'll quickly cut that up and show you how it's done. Alright, that's the meat nicely chopped up. Let's get it all into a bowl like that. I'm even going to marinate the bone, because I cut it from around the bone. I like to roast the bone along with it. And into that I want a decent glug of olive oil, and then the harissa paste does all the rest. Harissa has olive oil already in it, but you want about say 2 tablespoons, generous tablespoons of harissa into there, and get in with it. Right, I'm going to get in with my hand, get it all down and dirty with it. And I'm going to roast this, because this will be a ketogenic meal. I'm going to roast this over a bed of vegetables, cabbage and some other vegetables. I won't bore you with the prep of all that, but it's just vegetables chopped up into small bits. Onion, cabbage, carrot and things like that. And then given a little squirt of olive oil before being roasted, and I roast it with the meat on top, but we'll show you that when it comes. Just leave that to marinade. You're probably better leaving that for at least 4 hours. So we'll see you once that's marinated. Alright, so there we have it. I've chopped up a Savoy cabbage into pieces around about that size. Some peppers, red, green and yellow. Some carrot, I've even thrown in some little bits of red radish chopped up. What else have I got in there? Very importantly, there's onion. Alright, onion's important in roast vegetables because it gives off that lovely aromatic flavour. And also some fairly sizable chunks of garlic are in there. I think that's about all I got in there. Oh, and a little bit of celery again, which I particularly like. So I'm going to dress that now with some of these lovely ajwan seeds. I'll show you that in a sec. These are ajwan seeds. They're a beautiful little spice, and they go particularly well with taproots, carrots, turnips and parsnips, that sort of thing. They really do go well with them, because it is actually the primitive seed of a carrot. So, and it smells very strongly. It's like carrot perfume when you smell it. I really do love this, and I know I keep wabbing on about it, but I really do love it. And then onto that, you want to get a generous sprinkle of pepper, or if you're me, you put on 2 generous sprinkles of pepper. And similar, you want to get some salt on it just to season it, because that's all the seasoning this will receive. We don't boil it, we're trying to concentrate the flavour in those vegetables, and they will cook in their own juices and concentrate the flavour of each vegetable. This is a wonderful way of cooking, it's a healthy way of cooking, and you're not tipping all the goodness down the kitchen sink. So we'll give it a reasonable spray of olive oil, not too much, but just say a couple of tablespoons. And then again, you need to get in there with your fingers, get that all mixed. And you'll see when the seasonings will sort of mix in nicely, and you'll end up with that lovely cornucopia of colour and nutrition right there. If you're vegetarian, this is a wonderful dish to serve on its own, or with some couscous or something like that. Throw in a few olives, a few other of your favourite vegetables, something a bit more substantial, maybe some cauliflower or broccoli, and you've got yourself a really excellent vegan vegetarian meal. However, for the lamb, which is now marinated, I like to put the bone in there as well. And then I just literally sprinkle the lamb so it creates a single tier over the veg. And this will cook. The harissa lamb will cook. So I'm not threading it on kebabs, I'm not doing all that. I'm cooking it very, very quickly, like this. You can also put it on kebabs, cook it over your barbecue, or thread it on nice flat bladed skewers and then cook it over your barbecue, by all means. Or if you've got one of those wonderful Persian kebab barbecues, I forget the name of them now, very, very good. Or you can thread them onto nice flat bladed skewers like this. And the reason we use flat, well, there's a couple of reasons. It conducts the heat through to the centre of the meat and cooks it quicker. And also it makes it easy to turn, because it's not trying to swivel around on the kebab skewer. So these are fairly flat bladed ones, and you get even broader flat bladed ones, which are for minced meat kebabs, like sheep kebabs and those kind of things. So but for this dish, I'm just baking it effectively blind on top of those vegetables in there, and what comes out of that pan is a complete meal. It's ready to go, and that's ketogenic. But you can serve this again with some rice on the side, with couscous, or even some baked potatoes or chips, or whatever you want to do. It's your meal, cook it your way. But there you go, it is really that simple. So it's harissa lamb, diced lamb with harissa paste, a little bit of olive oil, marinated together for 4 hours, at least 4 hours. It gives it much better flavour, and served over a bed of chopped up vegetables. There you go. That's simple. All right, now we bake that in a hot oven. About 200 degrees Celsius, which is around about 400 degrees Fahrenheit, for around about 40 minutes. But do check on it every now and again to make sure that it isn't burning away. Alright, so we'll show you that when it's done. Alright, this looks about done. Let's get it out of the oven. Yeah! Wow! So there we go. And as you can see, the meat is thoroughly cooked through, and it's already seasoned, everything ready to go. There's a perfect keto meal right there for you. If you want some starch elements with it, excellent ones are any kind of rice or rice pilaf, or couscous is pretty good, and if not, you can just literally slice open a baguette and pour it into it. Alright, there you go. Harissa lamb with roast vegetables.